Hey, what's good, everyone? It is Dijon here from socialmastery.co. I got Morgan here. Morgan's like really cool guy. He's a creative as well. And yeah, Morgan, would you like to introduce yourself, everyone, real quick?
For sure. Name's Morgan Steinagel. I've been doing content creation for 5 years now. Um, Started out as just a videographer filming weddings, kind of transitioned into doing social media content and promo videos for businesses. So it's kind of a mixture of um, content creation, filmmaking with the marketing side of social media.
Thank you for that. And yeah, I know like besides this, like we've met up before, like on different occasions, just talking about like just like marketing, just social media content creation. So it's nice
Yeah,
being around other creative, you know.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But I think you're more of like actual like filming, you know, and
Mhm.
for me, I'm more of like taking the end result of the filming and marketing it. But yeah, we love the creatives. But the reason why I got Morgan on here, this is actually a unique testimonial because Morgan, um, I didn't really ask him to like go and do the two people a day goal or like pitch to him or market to him or anything. He follows me on Instagram. I follow him back, and every Sunday on my stories, I kind of put up like how many people I met over the past week. Kind of been doing that for the past almost like 2 3 years. And Morgan, like he found it inspiring and started implementing it within his life. And yeah, I guess my question to you, Morgan, is like what made the two people a day goal like stand out to you? Why did you like look to like add that into your life?
Yeah, for sure. So, it stood out to me because I like being social. I think it's fun.
Mm.
Enjoy meeting new people. That's kind of been the lifeblood of my business over the last 5 years, just networking with people. Most of the clients that I take on are through word of mouth, and so referrals are huge for me. Also, I'm single, dating around and stuff, and
Sir.
that's how I meet women. I don't do dating apps. I don't do any of that stuff. And um, it intrigued me because the idea of like tracking the people that you're meeting, how you meet them, what value add you could have for them, how they could potentially help you. Um, I think it's an important skill to develop, and I could definitely see how it would positively affect every area of life.
Yeah, and that's one cool thing about this goal. Like it's like one thing that affects like five different areas in your life, you know. So
Yeah,
yeah.
sure.
Getting five birds with one stone. So
Yeah.
it's only been like a couple of months, and but I guess like what was your life like before implementing this goal?
Before implementing this goal,
Yeah. And I'm sure you're already social, you got good social skills and everything, you know, but yeah, like what was it like before? Or what was it lacking that you wanted more
yeah.
of?
Well, I feel like I go through waves. I think probably a lot of people are this way. I think naturally I am an extrovert.
Mm.
But there's times when I don't feel like being super social. I just feel like staying in, watching, Netflix or whatever. And I think there's a time and a place for that, but it's easy to fall into a rut of doing that too often or too much. And I've found that 99% of the time, if I force myself to just go out and be social, I don't regret it. And so when I am feeling antisocial, I'm able to feel way better about myself and about where things are going if I just force myself to get out there. And so having a goal of, meeting at least two new people a day, um, it keeps you honest, it keeps you looking at the end goal and tracking things. I heard this quote the other day that you can tell how proficient anyone is in their given field by the metrics that they track.
Mm.
And the guy was giving an example of someone who works in HR, and they can sit there in an interview and say, I'm really good at HR. And you can say, okay, like, how do you gauge that? And then they start telling you, and then you say, what else do you track? What else do you track? What else do you track? And um, so I believe that there's a very direct correlation with how competent people are in anything in life by the things that they track and whether or not those numbers are increasing. So,
Mm.
so tracking the people that you meet, what's your goal in meeting new people? Is it to get new clients? Is it to get better dates? Is it to make friends? Whatever it is, you know?
Mm.
Okay, so then what are you tracking? Are you making more friends? Are you getting more clients? Are you getting better dates, you know? And then beyond that, is your revenue going up? Are you getting closer to getting married or having a long-term relationship, you know? Are you making friends that are changing your life and having better experiences, you know? So just kind of going through all of that. I think it's a smart thing. It keeps us focusing on the fuel that powers the machine that helps us move forward in life.
Mm. And you mentioned like like dating, business, and everything. I guess like what was like the one area? I know you got them like there's like a hierarchy, different priorities, but I guess like which one was like the highest priority that you wanted like the biggest ROI with as far as like implementing
And
this?
I think for me, biggest priority is business.
Yeah.
I think if I was a little more wise, I'd probably have dating be my top
Yeah.
priority. I think there's a lot of evidence that shows if you're in a good long-term relationship, if you're married, that has a huge impact on your professional success. Um, but I guess it's just fun to focus on the business side.
Yeah. Yeah, we gotta the bills ain't gonna pay themselves, so yeah, I feel you. Yeah. My next question to you is, and I know it's only been like a couple of months, probably like 3, 4 months, but what major changes did you notice, like within your business life or dating life, or just like in your life in general, as far as like meeting 2 new people a day, or even just like meeting new people a day in general, like making that a priority, or yeah, what major changes or cool stories as well, people you've met along the way.
Yeah. Well, I think there's two parts to it, right? There's meeting new people every day,
Mm,
and that's very important, but there's also cultivating relationships that you already have. So in a business sense, that would be reaching back out to current clients, right?
mm,
And it's way easier to sell a current client than to sell a new client. And
mhm,
so in personal life, what I've noticed is it is very important to reach out to people, to reach out to people that already know. Beyond that, um, if if you're meeting new people, you're going to start expanding the people you know, expanding your
mhm,
network, all those things. And so in my case, like dating life, I entered into a relationship earlier this year, dated for a little while, and it was a great relationship. It was actually someone I met 2 years ago, but I was just in the
mm,
mindset of just reaching out to past connections. And so
mhm,
um, but beyond that, I've met a bunch of other new people. I've had some really awesome dates from women
mm,
that I didn't know, that I've never met before. And so grateful for both sides of that. With business as well, added a new client just from networking.
mm,
I also started working with another client um, that I've worked with in the past just from reaching out to them again. And so
mhm.
so it's kind of just an all around outreach um, strategy,
Yeah.
keep adding new people and keep retargeting to people that you
Hmm.
already
I like how you said reaching back out to people because like let's say you got like your current like network. When you're meeting new people, you're kind of like expanding your network so that when you do go back and circle back to your network, you're like, oh yeah, I came across this person, or like, oh, I met someone the other day where they told me this or that, and it makes you more like
know.
yeah, you're able to like keep the conversation going, add more value to it. And um you don't have to like tell me any numbers or anything, but I guess like what value have you seen? And you kind of mentioned it already, but like what value have you seen as far as like circling back to people and just like nurturing those relationships? um I guess more on the business side of things since you were more so that's your highest priority.
Yeah. On the business side, let's see, circling back, value that I've seen is just adding old clients into the pipeline again,
Mm,
which is so much easier than cold calling,
it sure
Um,
is. You ain't
because you
lying.
can literally trust is already built. You don't have to go through any of those beginning stages. You literally just hop right
Mm,
into it, and they already know your pricing. It's like if you're selling to someone you've already sold to, it's the easiest sale of your life. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
so actually, just yesterday, I sold a client that I've worked with in the past, and there was no pressure. They already knew my pricing. They already knew exactly what they needed. They already
Mm-hmm.
knew that I could deliver on it. And so it was basically just them telling me what they need, me asking when they need it done by, and then the deal was done.
Mm-hmm.
And um, so that's the value. That's the value. If you get good connections like that, you have more experiences. And the less time that you spend selling and being in the trenches, the higher your hourly goes if you track that, or the more revenue your business has.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so so yeah, I think it's a very important um, habit and skill to cultivate, is just, even just sending a text, DMing someone that you've worked with in the past, sending them an email, just checking in.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like for me, I'm never really super pushy or salesy. I just
Same.
try to keep friends with people,
Uh-huh.
and then you kind of just let the work speak for itself. And so,
Mm-hmm. That's
um,
funny because I actually came off a Zoom call earlier this morning. My developer from 3 years ago, he reached we were working on something. It didn't work out like 3 years ago, but we kept that connection and he circled
yeah,
back to me and he wanted me to like kind of like join his project on this new idea that was already built out. They need someone to market it. But I was like, no, I can't take on any new projects, but I gave him some really good advice that pushed them in the right direction. But yeah, there's so much value as far as like just like circling back to people you're already connected with.
yeah.
I won't keep you long, but my last question for you is, what's your advice for anyone else looking that's like on the fence about this 2 people a day goal,
And
this challenge?
dude, I would tell people to go for it.
Yeah.
Generally, the things that push us out of our comfort zone are what we most need to do.
Mm,
And so, for I think for more introverted type people, this is a challenge that they'd probably be very scared to do,
hmm.
but it would be something that would help them the most.
Yeah.
It's kind of how to win friends and influence people 101. Like, soft skills are the most important thing we can develop in this life, way more important than hard skills.
Hmm.
Meeting people, being able to build friendships, build connections, and just being likable, being honest and trustworthy. Like, those things, they're just so, so incredibly important in life. Doesn't
Mm,
matter what your goal is, doesn't matter, what you want out of your life. Like, making those connections is going to be one of the most important factors in your success for whatever you're doing. And you, Dijon, you're one of the best people to do this. Like, I've seen you in action. I've seen you meeting people. Anytime you're in a social situation, you're just like bouncing around, meeting as many people as you
Work in
can.
the room. Yep.
I love it. I love watching that. It's a huge inspiration to me, because I think you're
Yeah.
one of the best people I've ever seen
Mm,
at doing that. And so, and I've been coached from you in the past, and I would definitely 100% recommend anyone to do your challenge, hop in your program, and to be coached by you for that.
mm. Thank you for the kind words. You're making me blush, even though you can't see my color change. But all right, y'all, that's pretty much it. Thank you, Morgan. And yeah, I'll see y'all.
Okay.